Hi, my name is Ketchum. I'm the superintendent at West Valley School, and we just want to give you an update on what's going on here at the school. As most of you know, obviously, or all of you know, that we had to make a tough decision yesterday on shutting down the school for a week or so through next week, and that decision obviously was made with a lot of careful consideration uh, to families and kids and staff and everybody else. So. Let me ease some minds right now to let you know that first and foremost, the decision wasn't made because of a massive outbreak of COVID cases here at school. The main reason is that we have had up to 14 staff members either one test positive for COVID and or are quarantined at this time. So that being the case, we also were having a hard time getting substitutes into the building, as we have 4 or 5 of our regular substitutes who are now quarantined as well. And most of that's taken place outside of the school as of right now. I don't think we've had any contacts here at the school who have contacted or contracted COVID-19 while at school. We're really good about masking up and making sure that we're keeping our as much as we can physical distance. But as you know, sometimes that happens. So when we have that many staff members and people we can't fill seats for with substitutes, things like that, decisions have to be made to keep the school safe, making sure that the classrooms are well taken care of, those kinds of things. So at that point in time, those were the cases that we knew about, and we think there may be some more out there. So we felt at that time the best course of action was to take the next week and go remote learning and to continue with that. But like I said, it's not really transmitting here at school, and so we're thankful for that. As of right now, when they do the contact tracing, we haven't seen that be the case. Remote learning will start on Tuesday for the kids. Right now, the staff is working on plans today and then on Monday, and then they'll be ready to go full speed for remote learning on Tuesday. When they meet there, they will be expected to meet with their classes daily. So you'll be contacted by your students' teachers through Google Meet, Google Classroom, and several other platforms that the teachers will be using to contact the kids and to make sure that they have some relevant and rigorous work to be working on during that time. So just be ready for that. Again, that just takes a day or so we can get them set up and ready to go. If you need a Chromebook, you can email us at techhelp@westvalley.school.com, techhelp@westvalley.school.com, and Mr. Wilson will get you a Chromebook. We're not giving out multiples to families. I mean, some, if you have a rather large family, might get 2, but for the most part, we're trying to limit that to 1, because the middle school has a pretty tight schedule as far as at least 3 hours a day of classroom time, and the elementary is working on theirs as well for the same type of thing. Now, doesn't mean you're going to be behind a computer listening to classroom for 3 hours, but you'll have ample amount of work and relevant work for kids to do during that time. Lunch will be available to anybody that would like to take hot lunch. Free and reduced is still obviously free for anybody that's on the free and reduced list. If you are a paid hot lunch person, you can get it too. And what we're asking you to do is to email kitchen@westvalley.school.com, kitchen@westvalley.school.com, and let them know how many lunches you're going to need for that day. And please do that before 9 o'clock, as we need to get the lunches prepared, and then they can be picked up at the school anytime between 11:30 and 1 o'clock. So if you're interested in hot lunches still, that's the avenue we're taking to get those out to folks. So again, one more time, kitchen@westvalley.school.com, and let them know how many students you have that need lunch, and then they'll prepare them, and we'll go from there. If you're a paying customer there, then that's still going to be the case. You'll have to pay for the hot lunch. If you don't want to take it at all, that's totally up to you. One more thing, couple more things. Sports, basketball right now is going on for boys. That's canceled for next week. I don't know at this point in time if any of those games will be made up, as the schedule obviously gets kind of tight here and there, but we will try, if at all possible, to make up some of those games once we're back in school. And tentatively, I mean, obviously the plan is to be back the week after next, and hopefully we can do that and do it safely. We will continue to evaluate that situation as the week goes on, and keeping you informed when we need to, and updating you on the process that we're going through. Conferences for next week are still scheduled because they're virtual. So if you have a conference scheduled with one of the teachers or several of the teachers, those are still going to be held. So please make sure and attend those conferences when they're scheduled for you. Just something for you to know that starting December 1st, we will be offering free lunch to any student who would like to take hot lunch. And it doesn't have to be a daily thing, but part of the COVID-19 relief funds is that we can offer free meals to, and that's breakfast too, free meals to any student that would like to partake in those. So what we'll be doing is we'll be getting out some more information to you on that in the near future. Like I said, any student that wants free lunch, you don't have to be on free and reduced, will be allowed to have lunch starting December 1st. And we had to go through an application process for that. Normally, we don't qualify for that because we don't have a high enough free and reduced lunch count. So, but with the COVID-19 thing going on, they've changed the rules a little bit, and we were able to apply for that. So hopefully some of you take advantage of that, as it's free to you as any student that wants to take part in that. So more to come on that later, but just know that that's something we will be offering. Some of you have had questions about Kalispell School District and their early release days on Wednesdays. We are not part of the Kalispell School District. Obviously, we're our own school district at West Valley, and we don't have plans at this time to do an early release on Wednesday. However, we will be talking to the board at the board meeting on Monday to discuss some possibilities for something similar to that, or a little bit different plan for some teachers to be able to have time to meet and get together, and which they haven't had this year because of the COVID situation. So that will happen. If it does happen, will happen in January sometime. So nothing imminent before then, nothing to make plans for, but we will keep you in contact of that. But we at this time are not doing early releases on Wednesday. So Kalispell is, we're not. Just one last thing, and that is, of course, I know it sounds like a broken record, but the drop-off area, hey, let's continue to work at that, continue to get better at it. Please pull forward as far as possible before you let your kids out. Try not to get out of the car if you can. If your kids can get out on their own, that's great, as we're starting to see a little bit more clutter out there. And we will have more kids coming to school starting our second trimester, as some of the kids who are doing the online learning at home will be joining us back here at West Valley. So it'll get even a little bit more crowded out there. The more and the better we do in the drop-off area, the quicker it goes every time. And we're doing great, and we're still doing great, but we want to work on that and keep that going as much as we can. Anyway, I want to thank you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your patience with this. If you have any questions, please contact me at West Valley School, either by email or you can call. And I just want to wish you a great weekend. Have a good time and relax and enjoy it. And if you have any questions about the remote learning or any of those things, don't hesitate to contact the school or your teachers for any questions you might have. Thanks. Have a great weekend.